So welcome back to episode 3 of Matchday Diaries, brought to you by the Hockey Paper. If you've already been tuning in, then you know that we went to Wimbledon and Canterbury and had 2 fantastic episodes already. But today we're doing something a little bit different. As we know, hockey in the UK is not only about elite level. And when St Albans reached out and told us they were celebrating their 125th anniversary with something called a perpetual game, we just had to come and check it out. And now I've got some under 10s with me from St Albans, and they're going to chat to us a little bit about what's been going on today. So first, everyone, I want nice and loud your names into the microphone.
Imogen,
Philippa,
Paloma,
Emma, Orly.
And guys, you've already been playing hockey this morning, right? So tell me a little bit about what you've been doing.
So we've been playing the perpetual game and we've done some drills over there.
Okay, cool. And what is the perpetual game? Talk to me.
It's basically like a massive game, I think, that like adults and it doesn't really end, and there's adults, children, like
Yeah, and coaches.
And coaches as well. That's awesome. And you guys obviously play lots of hockey. Yeah. What is it that you love about St Albans as a club? I'm gonna go baby.
Well, you get to play hockey once a week and it's really fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, let's have a big wave at the camera. I'm now joined on the pitch by Mike Fordham, president for 10 years of St Albans Hockey Club. Mike, we're celebrating 125 years of the club today, which is incredibly special. And looking around, it's incredibly special, the atmosphere and everything you've created here. So can you just start by telling us more about a bit of the history of the club and how that's built up to today?
Yeah, well, this club had its first match on the 3rd of March 1898, and I know that because I had to research it for a speech I gave at a dinner that we had on Friday night this weekend. So we're celebrating 125. We're calling it our Tangerine 125, and you can see that colour's quite important to us. We've had events all weekend. My voice is just about held out because yesterday I was shouting on all the home teams. I watched all the home games on both of our pitches yesterday. Today we've got a perpetual game going on our A pitch all day long that started with the youngest kids down here at 9 o'clock this morning. And on our B pitch, we're doing all sorts of other activities. Right now, we've got a masterclass behind me with Ellie Watton, who used to play for us and captain our first team. And she's kindly come back to do some coaching and tips with our kids.
Amazing. And that's just amazing. And obviously, you've been here for 10 years. Has anything changed in that time? Or is the passion still there for St Albans? And has it always been this way as a club?
Yeah, I think a lot has changed, and something that's changed in our recent memories is our move here to Oaklands College. We have a partnership with Oaklands College, which is very, very important to us. They have a hockey academy here that is thriving, and so I think that's been very important. We're very proud of our facilities here and getting people here to see them. And we've just grown. We've now got a youth section that's over 400 strong. The children outnumber the adult players, which is very exciting. The women's teams have grown, and we've grown the women's section of the club, and now that has evened up completely with the men's side of the club, which is also something that I'm excited about.
It's amazing, and you can see people having so much fun, parents, kids, everyone is here today. What are the next steps, do you think, for St Albans as a club?
Well, look, when I first became president, which was about 10 years ago, I think I probably would have said that my top priority was about where our first teams were, the level they were playing, and the leagues that they were playing in. And we're very proud of our first teams. We're proud of all of our teams. We're proud of our youth, our disability hockey, which is something that started in the recent past. I think I've changed my mind. And if I had to choose one thing that matters the most, it would be to have a big, healthy, thriving club where everybody feels valued and included. And I'm much more interested in a big, happy club than I am at precisely what altitude the top teams are playing in.
Oh, it's been amazing speaking to you, Mike. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
There is so much going on down at St Albans pitches today. So we've come over to the other pitch where Flyerz Hockey is taking place behind us. I got Itzy, one of the Flyerz coaches, to tell us a little bit more about what Flyerz is and St Albans' involvement. So can you tell us a little bit about what Flyerz is to start with?
Yeah, so Flyerz is the name that England has given to the disability hockey. It's called differently in other countries, but this is what it is here.
Okay, awesome. And how does that look? What happens in those sessions?
Well, we play hockey adapted to the needs of the players. So it's just like normal hockey, if you want. We do have a special ball that we use for the games because that can be a bit more dangerous. So we have a lighter, bigger ball for Flyerz.
This is brilliant. And tell us a bit about what's happening today, because I heard we've got a special masterclass coming up for the Flyerz kids.
Yeah, well, it's for everybody. So we're joining the masterclass that is for the whole club. Just trying to, involve them in everything that is happening in the club. And we've been doing, in the 6 years that we've been running it, 6 or 7, I can't remember. We've little by little integrated the kids into the junior sessions, into the club days. So we have special rules because we have players on wheelchairs. So we incorporate a wheelchair for the other team as well. So there's going to be a master's class for everybody today. And then there are games, and there's a Flyerz and Friends game at 2:00 where everybody who's been supporting us has joined, and we're going to have a fun game, hopefully.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much for chatting to us. What you're doing is incredible, and it's so amazing to see this out on the pitch. Thank you. So now with me is Shen, performance coach here at St Albans. Incredible day so far. Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, loving it. Party started on Friday and Saturday, so we had a great day yesterday all together, and it's really nice to see the performance players coming out to support the youth, all the youth coaches all in one place. So yeah, it's a really good day.
It's brilliant. We're loving being here so far. Shen, tell us a little bit more about your role in the club, because it seems like you do a hell of a lot here.
Yeah, I have a few roles. I'm head of women's performance here, so I oversee the women's 1s and 2s, and then I travel with the ones on a Saturday for match day. I also support the volunteer coaches that we have. We have a great team of volunteer coaches, mostly parents, ex-players, that give up their free time in the week and Saturday. So I help support their education around youth development, coach session designs, and just really support them in that role. And then I oversee the player development from 14 to 18. So how we get players into the TA pathway and the England pathway, or various countries. We've got some players that play for Scotland. So I try and support that as much as I can.
Brilliant. Shen, it's amazing to hear about all the awesome work you're doing. Is there anything else you want to share about St Albans, about why it's such a special club for you as well?
Yeah, so it certainly feels like home for me. As I said, I'm new into the group, and the group's been really welcoming. It feels like a family across everyone. Everyone says hi when I walk around. The kids love it here. Everyone's smiling. For me, it's the passion of the volunteers. We have very few paid positions as a bigger club in the Hertfordshire area. So outside people think we obviously have more money than we have, and we don't. We use it wisely. It's invested straight back into the kids mostly and our volunteer group. So I wouldn't want to work for a more passionate club, I'll be honest.
Oh, it's awesome. And we've heard that word volunteer over and over again. It's just awesome to see so many people helping out. Thank you so much for chatting to us.
You're very welcome.
So there's so much activity still going on, but we couldn't end our day without talking to Nigel, not only because of his hat, but because he's a bit of a club legend. You've been here over 60 years, is that right?
My 64th playing season consecutively, yes. So I've been very lucky. I haven't really been injured. I've had the odd cut and knock, but yes, I've been available most weeks.
Wow.
So.
And tell us a little bit about your amazing playing career then here at the club.
Well, I started playing hockey at school. I lived in St Albans, and my father played for St Albans Hockey Club before the Second World War. He retired in 1947. My older brother joined the club in 1953 after his national service.
Wow.
And he played until about 1962, and I joined in 1959. And there were only 3 sides at the time.
Okay.
We changed our colours from various shades of blue and blue and white hoop socks to tangerine. And the only time we'd ever have to change would if we played the Dutch national team, or we would try and encourage them to change their colours.
Yeah. It's incredibly distinctive. Nigel, thanks so much for chatting to us today. So it's still a hive of activity here at St Albans, and there's a game about to kick off on the other pitch, so we won't keep you for too long. But I'm joined by Dillet, who is Director of Hockey and Men's Ones coach here at St Albans. Originally from Trinidad and Tobago, came over to the UK to play. Can you tell us a little about your hockey journey up to this point?
Oh, my hockey journey. Originally came over to England on a scholarship to play at London Met, and I also played at East Grinstead, which was a pretty cool experience. We got promoted eventually into the Prem. Back then, probably played hockey like seven days a week. I decided to go into, if you want to call it, player coaching, and took a step back from playing in the Prem and joined Chelmsford Hockey Club. I stopped for a bit and started looking again, and St Albans was the perfect fit with Andy Halliday coaching the men's ones, being involved in the England setup. I felt like it was really important to find a club that had aspirations to do really well.
No, brilliant. And we've heard from men's one's captain already. What's your ambition with the team in the next couple of years? Is it to get promoted? Is it to kind of stay where you are and just make sure that everyone is enjoying it as much as possible? We'd love to hear a bit more about that.
Yeah, so we do have quite realistic aspirations, as in we're a club where we don't attract loads of current internationals or anything like that. So our main goal is to, one, enjoy what we're doing. We're big on learning, so a big focus in the performance squad is being the smartest team. So a lot of work goes into making sure every single player is tactically aware. Okay. We're starting to see some of the hard work, or reap the rewards of some of the hard work we've put in.
Amazing. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you for what you're doing in St Albans. It's incredible to see, and incredible to see so many people here today really enjoying it. So really appreciate it. Thank you. So now we're incredibly lucky to be joined by Ellie Watton, who is former GB and England player, 2 Commonwealth medals, played from 2014 to 2019, and part of the squad that won gold in Rio. It's amazing to have you here. Ellie, obviously you've been here doing a coaching for the kids today, but you also were a player here. Firstly, tell us what you've been doing this morning.
So it's just a masterclass for about 80 of the juniors and 14s. It's been so nice to be back and coaching the little ones, and I hope they've enjoyed it. They seem to have a smile on their face, and that's the main thing when they're playing hockey. It's been great to be back.
They definitely look like they've been enjoying it as well. And you're a former player here, so how does it feel to be back and see what's happening on a day like today?
Yeah, it's fantastic. The number of people involved in this club is amazing. It's a huge club, so many teams, adult and juniors, and the organisation that goes on to have days like this is fantastic, and it's nice to see everybody with a big smile on their face getting involved. Yeah.
And are you still playing at the minute?
I played a little bit of indoor, but no longer. Having another baby, so not allowed on the pitch anymore, but sometimes, occasionally.
And are you hoping, your kids will grow up and be hockey players themselves, maybe also play at St Albans? Is that the plan?
I don't care what sport they play, as long as they play sport and they're interested in being involved in sport. Maybe it'll be a hockey stick, maybe it'll be a rugby ball. Got a boy at the moment, so I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks, Ellie, and thank you so much for what you've been doing this morning. It's amazing that they clearly really loved having you here, so thank you so much. We're also going to chat to Lucy Briscoe, who is a player here at St Albans, but you also get involved with the coaching and so many other things. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
So the last couple of years I've had the role as coach coordinator, which is to kind of really support our volunteer coaches, and we have over 55 of them, and so we want to kind of give back to them with the time that they give to us and the children, and really kind of support them and help educate them, whether that's in-house or via like courses on England hockey and things like that. So it's been a really exciting time, but obviously it's a new role, and we're trying to figure it all out, and so hopefully everyone feels the support from us, so hopefully.
It's amazing the work you're doing, and you said over 50 coaches, right? So how do you get people to come in and volunteer and give up that much of their time?
Well, luckily we have such passionate parents who, even if they haven't had a lot of hockey experience, they just want their children to have the best experience. And we had a workshop recently. We had the big Tangerine takeover where our performance squad players came down on a Sunday, took over the youth hockey, and our coaches came up into the classroom to discuss ideas, and they actually came out and said, I actually really love seeing other children improving as well. It's kind of, I think they're realising that actually for them it's a real sort of part of their enjoyment of their week.
Just one final comment from you both. What is it about St Albans that maybe other clubs in the country can take away and learn from?
I think it has a fantastic family atmosphere. Everybody's involved, the kids are here, the parents are here, all ages, older veterans as well, just really fully family orientated, which is fantastic.
Awesome. No, you can definitely feel that as well. And Lucy, anything that you think maybe another club could look at St Albans and use it as an example to then take away and improve theirs as well?
I suppose we've sort of had some initiatives over the last couple of years which have really been just lovely and sweet. So we've had top Tangerine Awards and they've joined our performance squads for their match day briefing and things like that. That's something that we've been really excited about. But ultimately, I want to keep learning with other clubs. I think we're in a space where, you know, clubs really do struggle for time, commitment, volunteers and things like that. And so let's just keep learning from each other and hopefully we'll just keep growing together. So.
Awesome. No, that's perfect. Guys, thank you so much, Ellie and Lucy. It's been awesome chatting to you. So, Mike's partner Jacqueline has now joined me with this very special commemorative book, which I've signed, our cameraman signed. We've seen you going around and trying to get everyone's signatures. Tell us, what's going on with the book?
The book. This is the commemorative book for the St Albans Hockey Club. And what we're trying to do is have everybody who is participating in any way. So not just players, not just umpires, but anyone who is here, anyone who is present. So all the parents of the children were getting to sign, everyone who's attended at the dinner that we had on the Friday night, everybody attended at the party, the clubhouse party that we had last night. So my task has been to go around to ask people to put in the book, whether it's even just a short message, a little recollection, or whether it's sort of a longer, or even just a signature. People have been enthusiastically signing up and making their mark on the book. And I think one of the best little quotes from this is, St Albans Hockey Club, the best club in St Albans, and that is their commemorative book for 125.
We're incredibly fortunate to have Hannah McLeod here with us, just by the pitch. Over 150 caps for England and Great Britain, gold medal in Rio, and St Albans was your last club, right? Left in 2017. Thanks for talking to us. What is it so special about St Albans and being here today that's made you want to come down?
I mean, you can see it around, can't you? It's the community, the sense of community here is amazing. I've already seen so many familiar faces where we're just greeting each other with a hug. I had some absolutely incredible times, both on the pitch, in the clubhouse, supporting the young players coming through. It was a truly fantastic club to be part of, and very much that family feel at the core of it, which is one of the big reasons why I joined St Albans in the first place.
Amazing. And then just a final question before we get you signed the all-important book. What do you think club hockey in England and the UK needs really to kind of get to that next level that we maybe see in Europe and places like that?
I think that there needs to be a collaborative effort, in all honesty. They need to share ideas, share resources. There needs to be support from the governing body, absolutely, and we're starting to see that shift now, particularly with the centralised programme, releasing players to come back and play for their clubs, which was missing for a long period of time. It was kind of essential to get the international team where it needs to be, but I think now there's that shift in recognition of the value of club hockey and the need to bring our international players back, because that inspires young people to play, and we'll see the impact of that, I think, over the coming years.
Awesome. And yeah, inspiring those younger kids is what it's all about. So as you can see, we've made it inside the clubhouse, which is beautifully decorated with tangerine and blue and lots of lovely lights as well. And even more special is I'm joined by two hockey legends, I think, as we'd say. We've got John Hurst and Andy Halliday here, GB goalkeeper, absolute legend, and we've also got Andy, who was manager and coach of the indoor team. First of all, guys, because it would take me hours to write down all of your hockey achievements, could you just tell us a little bit about your playing career and what you've achieved?
Okay, so I started playing here in 1969, got in the first team in 1971, I think, played in the first team until 1991, including lots of indoor success with Andy here, which I think, when did we first get our first win? 1985, so a long time in. We first played in the final of the indoor in 1975.
10 years.
So it's 10 years between first being in a final and then playing, and winning a final.
That's awesome. And what about your international career on top of that as well?
So 1977, I got in the England team, played my first international. We played at Lord's in those days on grass.
Amazing.
And played for about 11 years. Most of that was as number 2 goalkeeper to Ian Taylor. And at the end of my career in 1987, I think, so I'd be about 36, I got my first GB cap just before the Seoul Olympics. And at the Seoul Olympics, I was number 3 choice, so never travelled. Andy was also in that squad.
Okay, so Andy, what's your involvement in all of this? You know, manager, coach, everything.
I was slightly later starter than John in that he's exactly 10 years older than me, and effectively I think it was about 10 years when I started playing at St Albans, and I was a mainstay like John with much of the indoor success, 12 seasons, 8 championships, which was fantastic.
Do you guys have a particular special memory or golden moment that you want to share with us from your time playing here?
I think winning that national indoor title, and the way that it always used to happen in those days is it was played on a Friday. So the tournament would start Friday lunchtime. It was normally down at Crystal Palace, what was known as the National Sports Centre at Crystal Palace, in an indoor hall, packed to the rafters. The atmosphere was incredible. We'd have a couple of bus loads, coach loads would go down from St Albans to support us. So the atmosphere was absolutely terrific. And if we won, we were back at the clubhouse afterwards. We wouldn't probably get back until midnight, gone midnight. But then those parties and the celebration and euphoria of that weekend, and it being shown on what was then BBC Grandstand, which was the Saturday afternoon sports programme. So that all that was, and it was brilliant for the town or the city of St Albans, because it gave us some notoriety as a sports team, as national champions. So I think for me, those were the really special memories. But there were loads of others.
Guys, it's been so good chatting to you both. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to share about what makes St Albans so special? What can other clubs learn from St Albans, and how can we use this to really improve hockey around the country in general? I'll start with you, John.
Inclusivity. Okay. So, I mean, I would say that, just as I've said just now, that the important thing is that men, women, children, all ages, all abilities can get together and enjoy hockey on a Saturday and Sunday. And I mean, that works really well here. You've seen the setup, there's 2 pitches, which is fantastic. And, you know, long may it continue.
I would add to that, Emily, I think what's really important these days with hockey is it's very easy for clubs to almost lose their first team squads, and they become very detached from the rest of the club. And I think one of the things that I've learned is it is about the whole club. So whilst success at performance level is important, you've got to take the whole club with you.
Absolutely, and it's amazing to share this with the rest of the country. Thank you guys so much. John Hurst, Andy Halliday, you've been awesome. Thank you so much. Ooh, so we've just caught a whole family of hockey players off the back of the game. The Whites won, so you must be very happy. But here we've got Dad, we've got Granddad, we've got wife, we've got the kids over here. Incredible that you're all playing together. What's your involvement in the club?
So I've been playing here since I was, 17, 18. I've been captain, club captain, various other jobs around the club, and my father's been club president, and played here. Well, I don't know how many years you've been playing St Albans.
50 years.
50 years? Oh, come on, I'll scoot in. I want to talk to you about being here for 50 years. That's awesome. How does it feel to be here today?
Well, it's a bit different, I have to say. We've got a lot more people than there were in the club when I first came here, but we've got wonderful numbers. We've got lots of juniors now, right through to those of us who are well past 70, and we're all still playing, largely because we just enjoy being here, and it's a great club to belong to. It's a sort of family atmosphere, so as you can see today.
Family atmosphere for sure, and I'll scoot round over here. What is it so special that makes you keep coming with your family? And then I'll come to you guys in a sec and ask about the juniors.
Well, you might have seen we've got the Milton Keynes Hockey Club on the Burgundy, which is where we now live. So coming back to support the Stevenson family history is important, just because it's, you know, the generations on one pitch, which is really exciting.
Amazing. Oh, okay, so I see. So you guys don't actually play here at the minute, but you're coming back and you're supporting the club. And I'm going to annoy our cameraman because I'm going to come all the way over here again. Is it amazing seeing a couple of hockey heroes here as well today?
Yeah, it's just like nice to have like my whole family here as well. Like being able to like come here and play with them as well. It's just great. It's really fun.
Awesome. Well, it's amazing. I can't believe this is awesome. I've loved chatting to you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I've got Rose with me who took part in the Flyerz session earlier. How much did you enjoy your session?
Very much.
Very much. And do you like playing hockey?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's the best thing about being part of St Albans Hockey Club?
If other people is really supportive and they're also such incredible.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We're going to cheer you on later on the pitch, right? Thank you so much. And now we've got Fergus join with us. Fergus, what have you been doing today?
I've been playing for the 125th anniversary. I don't actually go to Flyerz, but I help because I used to, and now I'm in the under 10s.
In the under 10s, that's awesome. And what's your favourite thing then about being a part of St Albans Hockey Club?
How you get to take part in tournaments and how they're all inclusive, and it's my favourite sport, so just how I get to play.
Awesome. Fergus, thank you so much. Say a big wave. Thank you. Now I found another junior, Gabriella. Thank you for joining us. You were just telling me you're going to play hockey in a little bit. How are you feeling about your match?
I'm feeling very, very good, and I think even though if my team don't win, I think we're going to try our best really good.
I think you're going to try your best really good. Do you think you might score a goal? How are you feeling about winning?
I don't think I'll score a goal though.
Oh, you can have the confidence. You can go and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. Awesome. And you're a big hockey player, a big hockey fan. What do you like about being part of St Albans as a club?
I like being part of St Albans as a club because then I can get together with other hockey players.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Gabriella, have a big wave and say thank you to the Hockey Paper. You've been awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we're at the end of our day here at St Albans, celebrating their 125th anniversary, and the final matches are just taking place behind me now. We'd like to say a massive thank you for the club to having us on our episode 3 of Matchday Diaries, brought to you by the Hockey Paper, where once again we've tried to dig really deep into what makes this club tick. We've spoken to players, coaches, international athletes even, and we really hope you've enjoyed this episode. Remember, if you want to get in touch for your club to be on Matchday Diaries, then email marketing@thehockeypaper.co.uk. Thank you.